Hello, everybody. In the introduction to the Parshat Ha'arayot, to the laws that rule and govern relations that are considered illicit, the Torah tells us, "Ushmartem et chukotai v'et mishpatai asher yaseh otam ha'adam v'chai b'hem, ani Hashem." You should keep all the laws and the statutes that are appropriate to be observed, that you may live by them. I am Hashem. What does it mean? V'chai bahem, that you may live by them. So the Targum Onkelos says, Yeche bahon b'chaye alma, that you will live thereby in the life of the world. The connotation being the eternal world, olam haba. In fact, Rashi says explicitly, we're talking about olam haba, v'im tomar ba'olam hazeh, because lest you think that it says keep the mitzvahs so that you live by them, that it's referring to life in this world. Halo sofohu mate. We know that it is inevitable. Every person, every basar vadam, is destined at some point to die, hopefully after 120 satisfying and fruitful years, but we all die sooner or hopefully later. So therefore, we're talking about Chaye Ha'olam Haba, that comes in merit of observing the statutes in this world. However, we have a couple of Gemaras that seem to indicate to the contrary. The Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin tells us that al kol averot shebatorah chutz migilui arayot shvichut damim and avodah zarah, for all averos in the Torah except for the cardinal three sins of murder, avodah zarah, and gilui arayot, if a person is threatened to either violate the law or else they will be killed, they should go ahead and violate the law rather than be killed. Why? Because the Torah gives us a mandate to live. Our pasuk, v'chai bahem, you should live by the statutes. They should not be, in general, a cause for you to die. Similarly, the Gemara in Masechet Yuma tells us that pikuach nefesh, if a person's life is even suspected of being in danger, one violates the Shabbat in order to save the person's life. Now, what are we talking about? Chaye ha'olam hazeh, life in this world. V'chai bahem is not addressing life in the world to come. Perhaps the answer lies in that second Gemara in Yuma about pikuach nefesh dochet haShabbat. The halacha tells us what would be the law. I can understand if a young person who otherwise should be expected to live a very long life gets into some kind of an accident, and if by violating Shabbos he will save his life and he can be expected to live for tens of years in the future, I get it that pikuach nefesh is dochesh Shabbat. But what about somebody who's in terrible shape, and if you are violating Shabbat, you will extend his life by an hour or two or maybe a day, but not for tens of years, not for years, not for months, not for weeks, very, very short time. Chaye sha'ah. Still the halacha says, pikuach nefesh is dochesh Shabbat. Why? He's only going to live another hour or two, and the answer is you never know what a person can do in an hour. After all, the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah tells us, Yesh koneh olamo b'sha'a achat. Within 1 minute, 1 hour, a person can vouchsafe for himself life in the world to come. How so? He does masim tovim, or he is chozer b'tshuva in that 1 hour, and that can turn his spiritual future upside down for the good. So therefore, even if a person would be expected to live only for another hour or two as a result of Chilul Shabbat, Pikuach Nefesh is Doche Shabbat. What does that mean for us? At the end of the day, even if we interpret V'chai Bahem, keep mitzvot, and in that merit you'll live in this world for another hour, that is what might gain for you the merit by which you earn Chaye Ha'olam Haba. And I think the message for all of us is clear. We have to take advantage of every minute, every second, every hour, every week, day, month, year, however much time we have on this earth to do everything possible to guarantee our place, hopefully, ba'olam haba. Shabbat shalom.